Kransky. Oi, mate, it's Monday. This episode, it's just all food. Especially because I spent the weekend, well, a part of it, going to Aussie night markets. They hosted an event, and there were a lot of food trucks. A staggering amount. The showground was surrounded by trucks and stalls and things. I made a beeline straight for where I wanted to be, Mr. Pig Burger, and thankfully got there early before the lines got really bad around the rush, around 7 p.m. or so. If you know what you want to get, it's definitely best to get in fast. So at Mr. Pig Burger, I got myself a double piggy moo. It's 2 beef patties, about 4 pieces of cheese, a great amount of pulled pork, jalapenos, rice bubbles, ranch, special sauce. It was absolutely fantastic. Enormous, and I hadn't really eaten anything else that day because I knew I was waiting in preparation for that, and I just sat down on the grass, ate that alone. Absolute bliss. That was one of the best things I've ever eaten. Fantastic. Then, after I'd recovered enough to, move, went and got myself some gelato, churros, and, nothing else savoury. I'd had enough. Good stuff, though. Very good. I bought some rocks from one of those little rock and crystal stalls. I bought some cookies on my way out from a business called Thick Cookies. Here's a bad picture of a piece of one of their blue cookies, because it was the Cookie Monster's birthday or something, and he's blue. I've seen food trends, alright? I've seen aioli. I've been very happy that aioli's on everything now. And salted caramel. Salted caramel kind of annoys me. Regular caramel without salt's just fine. And I really hate the trend of turning Eggs Benedict into something on sourdough, when English muffin is just so much simpler. But anyway, my point was about actually the rise of stoner food desserts. I mean, things like Nutella balls are already decadent enough. But the extremeness of serving a Nutella or just Tellaball milkshake, get the trademark out of there, a Tellaball milkshake where you have a milkshake where the straw is spiked through what appears to be a jam donut that's just full of hazelnut spread, a fistful of it, and then has things running down the side, a ridiculous food that is, 6,000 kilojoules, and you're not supposed to eat it, but you'd pay a higher price to get the chance to, because most people don't feel that, crazy at home. That's the sort of thing that's popular now. And these cookies, I'll just bring that picture up again. That's an Oreo inside the cookie. It's a cookie made of other cookies and fudge and things. That's the sort of stoner food decadence that is popular now and sells for a high price.
Cookie.
If we're putting cookies in cookies now, I mean, sure, you've put Oreos in a cookie. Why not put Tim Tams in a cookie? Nothing's off limits anymore. Why don't I do that? I buy just other biscuits, caramel crowns, Tim Tams, a bunch of Arnott's biscuits, crush them up, make, a basic vanilla cookie dough, and shove all the bits of those cookies in, and make massive cookies, and then try and sell them to people for $7, $8, $10 each. That's an idea. I'm not that much of a businessman. And what other food things have we got? Here's a picture of a chip sandwich I made with one giant slice of that giant tomato. And here's a picture of a Kransky dog. And I bought a mango earlier this week, and the insides were completely pulverized, sour, and inedible. It must have been dropped.
This is sad. Very sad only.
The other food-related story is the price of Cheer cheese. It's called Cheer now. We're used to that. It's been over a year, I think. But I'm not used to where the price is going. I know a box of cheese, it's expensive. I always just go with a block and cut up a block because that makes so much more sense. financially. And you can do so many things with the block. You can grate fresh cheese, because the grated cheese in a bag always has an anti-caking agent, and it's all floury and gross. You're much better off just freshly grating a block of cheese. It's so good. Anyway, yeah, blocks of cheese are versatile and cheaper than slices, so slices are kind of pointless unless you're a sandwich shop, in which case you should have a cheese slicing machine if you're any serious sandwich shop. So really, pre-sliced tasty cheese is just for lazy people. But the point was, there was a point, the price of it. I thought a box of cheese was $8. I suppose it had been that for a while. 10, maybe 11. From what I can see, yeah, they were going for 11 or up to $12 last year. But they've recently shot up. How much do you think these 36 slices of cheese cost? $17.50. 5. Just a slap the wall. $17.50. $17.50. You can't jump from 10 to $17.50. Products that are $10 should not. If you're in the city where a 330ml bottle of beer costs $10 and it suddenly costs $17.50, you'd laugh and then run away from the place generally, because and write a bad Google review saying, "Don't go here. They're actually highway robbers." I understand the price of the cheese, that's relating to the price of milk going up, but I'm sure there's a fair bit of management over in Canada, by the way. Cheer is a Canadian-owned company. I don't know how many of the profits stay in Australia, but anyway, what is Australian-owned? Me, I'm Australian-owned. If we look at, say, Bega Cheese, for example, their 30-pack of cheese goes for, I forgot the price, it's on the screen, which works out to $19 per kilo, compared to $23.40 for Cheer. So what's up with that? It's all cheese, and it's all overpriced. Bottom line is, just buy 1 kilo blocks of, cheap cheese, or second cheapest cheese. Generally, there's some problems with the cheapest brand of cheese they sell in supermarkets. Sometimes it's really salty and weird and gross, so it's hit and miss. But the second cheapest cheese is usually pretty good. Yeah. Now for some news not about cheese. On the 27th of August 2012, I released my first ever review. A review of some NetEurosa games. And on the 27th of August 2022, I released this trailer, which you can watch elsewhere at 50 frames per second. Probably looks weird, squished down to 30. Anyway. This trailer, it's really more of a teaser, just acknowledging the fact that it had been 10 years since my first ever review, and one of my most successful videos. Of course, successful it may be. It's garbage, since I made it when I was 15 and had no idea what I was doing. And to properly review these particular 14 obscure indie games from the late 90s, and talk about the context from which they were born, the whole idea of NetEurosa. It's sort of a review mini documentary thing, and the main thing is that it's just a massive, massive project that is taking an extremely long time to make. And while at the end of this I announce it as my 50th review, I've released reviews 47, 48, 49. They were Trenga Unlimited, Mousebot Escape from Cat Lab, and Golf. But this will not be review number 50 because it's just taking me too long, and I need to release Gran Turismo 7 Review Part 3 before another update comes and changes the game again. So, it is still coming, but it'll be a very long video. It will take a very long time to make. It will not be my 50th review. Certainly the 50th one I started working on, but not the 50th one released. And that doesn't even matter. Most of the first 33 were terrible, so who cares about numbers that much? It was just a fun milestone. The main thing is, it is coming not really soonish, but there's only 54 days left in the year, and I haven't got that much free time, but I reckon I can get it done by then. And other videos. And so, some weather. Up in Darwin, it was just going to be boring rain, but we've spiced it up with some RGB lighting. So Monday, 27 to 34 and rain. Tuesday, 27 to 33 and rain. Wednesday, 27 to 33 and rain. Thursday, 26 to 32 and rain. Friday, 26 to 32 and rain. Saturday, 27 to 33 and rain. Sunday, 27 to 33 and rain. Now, probably won't actually rain on all those days, but the probability's around 40 to 70%. Further north, with a much longer name, Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. Today it was a top of 3 degrees and a low of -6 and partly cloudy. Tomorrow you can expect those few clouds again, with a high of 1, a low of -6, too cold for me. Wednesday, top of 1, low of -6, partly cloudy again. Thursday is Remembrance Day, don't forget that in Australia. Of course, it's not Remembrance Day everywhere around the world. In South Korea, it's Pepero Day. It's just a day that celebrates little biscuit sticks that are like Pocky, but not. Where was I? Right, Thursday, -4 to 1, partly cloudy. Friday, snow, -8 up to 1. Saturday, extremely cold, get the frozen pizza out, -11, and the top is -2. There'll be no temperature above freezing. If you put a cup of water outside, it'll be frozen. It's crazy, I can't even imagine that here. Anyway, Sunday, -7 up to -2, and more snow. And the scale said W+1, which, considering all the massive amounts of ostentatious food I've been eating, is actually not that bad. We can do this. Anyway, that's enough of Oi Mate It's Monday for today. Not that many Mondays left in the year, hey? Anyway, Snake of Bacon signing out. Go enjoy the rest of your... It's going to be Tuesday by the time this is uploaded, isn't it? It's 11:26 p.m. on Monday, and it has to render for a while. Alright, okay, off I go. Snake of Bacon signing out.